Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home. Welcome to Messy Kitchen Monday. We are so excited to be here with you tonight as we continue our month of crock pot cooking. We have hopefully shown you several really great things to do that kind of will fit any need you might have to show the great versatility of cooking in a crock pot. So what we're going to show you tonight is how to utilize your crock pot in a way that will make you put on like a little fancier dinner. I know we've done a fancy dessert and then we have shown you how to cook for busy weeknights, but tonight we're doing things a little bit different, and one of our family favorite recipes is chicken parmesan. So raise your hand if you didn't know that you could do that in the crock pot. Now, full disclosure, this is not going to be, it's good, but it's not going to be that crispy, decadent, fried, breaded chicken that you're used to for chicken parm. But for a weeknight that you want to feel more like a special occasion, it certainly fits the bill and it tastes really good. It's just not going to be restaurant quality chicken parm that you would normally get. But as you know, I like recipes that are easy and that are good and wholesome for my family. And this is one way to do that without having to make a huge mess over here by pan frying the chicken. So the less I have to clean up, the more lucrative that recipe is, right? And I know a lot of you agree with me on that as well. So we're gonna get started because it's really simple and it's really a no-brainer because it's a lot like you would prepare the same way as far as the prep work, doing it in a crock pot as you would if you were pan frying the chicken on the stove. Now, of course, this doesn't include the pasta. The pasta you still have to do on your stovetop, or you can just run to the grocery store and get some already made. That's always an option too. And that's the coffee pot that chooses to be right here in the middle of Messy Kitchen Monday. But we have our liner for our crock pot that I have lightly sprayed with canola oil. And I have a breading station set up, and I hope you guys can see. I've got one egg here that I'm going to beat lightly. And to that, we're gonna add some half and half. Whoops, making a mess. And just kind of mix those and beat that together. So we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of our chicken. Now you can use whole chicken breast or you can use breast tenderloins, whatever is on sale. I tonight am using breast tenderloins because that was the first chicken that was readily available in my freezer. So I set it out to thaw in the fridge in a bowl last night and it's ready to go. So there's a lot more of the tenderloins. Now, don't fret too much about the amounts of everything, because if you are a Buttered Home VIP, you will get all of the amounts on the recipe when it drops later this week before anybody else. So if you're not signed up for that, there are a couple of ways you can do that. For my Facebook people, you can go to the top of the page, click on the sign up button, and it will take you directly to sign up for our email newsletter. If you're on Instagram, you can click on the link in the bio and it will take you to a whole bunch of pretty pictures, and just click on any of those and you'll see at the bottom of the page a place to sign up for our newsletter there. So it's real easy to do that. Or if you just wanted to go to thebutteredhome.com, in the sidebar over there, there'll be a place for you to sign up directly from there. So we love our email subscribers. So if you're not one, we encourage you to get on that list because you get a couple of freebies from us when you sign up. And plus you are the first to get these recipes before anybody else. So we're really excited. Throughout the year, we offer special offers to our email people. So we would love for you to join in on that. So while some of the chicken is just kind of chilling out here in the egg wash, or it's not an egg wash, in the egg and half mixture, here I have some breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, and Italian seasoning. Now this is pretty much just rosemary, oregano, and basil. So if you don't have Italian seasoning, don't fret. Just get all your Italian spices and mix them up together and put them in your breading. The Parmesan cheese is what really makes the breading anyway, in my humble opinion. So, as always, if you have any questions while we're going, feel free to ask them in the comments and we will try to get to you during the live. If not, then we will get with you shortly after it's over. So I've got that good mixed up. And then what I'm gonna do now is you can use any jarred marinara or spaghetti sauce, whatever you want to call it. This is some that I had in the freezer. It's some that I made here at the Buttered Home, and I have a recipe for that at thebutteredhome.com too. And I think this recipe will actually link back to it. So we're going to take just a little bit and put that in the bottom of our crock pot just to create a base. You don't have to do that. I just like to do that because it kind of just takes the chicken and just covers it completely. So after that, we're going to take our chicken out of our wet mix and put it into our dry. And I use 2 forks for this, one for my wet and one for my dry. You know, your hands, clean hands are a cook's best tool, but it's not always fun handling chicken when it's raw. Let's just be honest. So that little guy is good and breaded, and so we're gonna take him and we're going to put him in the bottom of the crock pot. And we're gonna do that with all of our chicken. So I'm gonna speed things up just a little bit and get all 3 of these dudes in here. And get my other chicken in their milk and egg bath. And get them good and buried. My lovely assistant and producer, Tanner Burks, helping out tonight.
Per usual.
As usual, she says. Per usual, she said. So let me just dip these guys over. Gonna do the same, and we're just gonna lay these down in a single layer in the bottom of our crock pot. When I get done, I'll show you kind of what that looks like.
Could you wear gloves and do this with your hands?
You sure could. You can do this with your bare hands if you want to. Just make sure they're clean, extremely clean before and after breading. It's just your preference. I'd rather wash 2 forks, but that's just me. You know, that's the great thing about cooking, is somebody can show you a certain way to do things, but you've kind of got to, it's like starting a new job, kind of. You've got to find your own way of doing things that makes it easier for you, and whatever makes it easier for you to get in the kitchen and get cooking, I'm all for that. So there's no right way or wrong way to do things like bread and chicken. You know, some of you could probably give me some great ideas on how to do that as well. Something I've never thought of before. There's my chicken bath. She just looked at me.
Well, are we dumping it or?
Yeah, we're done with it.
Okay.
We're done. No, we're done. So we're gonna bread these guys. Put them in. And if you're using chicken breast tenderloins like I am, then you can kind of crowd them up and scoot them over, put some around the top, put some around the bottom, just make them fit so that they're in a good single layer.
Someone says she uses Ziploc bags.
Yes, that's a fabulous idea, and shakes them up, I bet. Or either massages it in the chicken. That's a great idea as well. All right, so that's our last little chicken that we're gonna put in the crock pot. And they all fit really well in here, and just so you can see, there they are, all nestled in their little marinara bath, waiting for me to add some more good stuff to them. So at this point, because I don't have any salt in here, other than just what's in the Parmesan cheese naturally, they might not be zippy enough. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of salt right over the top. And this again is your preference. Again, if you have any dietary restrictions when it comes to salt, we encourage you not to do that. But if you do want a little more flavor and don't have issues with salt, by all means add it right then. So we're gonna take the rest of our marinara and we are going to pour that over the top. And then we're just gonna kind of easily, carefully spread it out over the top of the chicken. Because you don't want to knock the breading off, because surprisingly, the breading will stay on here pretty good and it will cook pretty good in this environment too. So now you've got everything good and covered. And then we're just gonna take a bunch of mozzarella cheese and sprinkle that right over the top. And then this will go back. I'll cover it and it will go into the crock pot base, and we'll cook it on low for 4 to 6 hours. You'll be able to tell if your chicken is done just by if it's fork tender. Usually chicken is not done if you meet some resistance whenever you just stab it with a fork. You almost want it to fall apart, so it's real easy. It's just like baking a potato. You just stick your fork in there and you'll be able to tell if it's done. So on low for 4 to 6 hours. So this is a great option for Sunday morning for you to have for Sunday lunch. Because it doesn't have a long cook time, this would not be one that I would recommend doing if you were working a full 8-hour day. Just simply because you might get home and the chicken will have just completely fallen apart, but it would still be really good. And if you have a crock pot that turns itself off after an allotted amount of time, that's even better. So feel free to do it then too. If you have one of those newfangled crock pots that actually has Bluetooth, that you use your phone and you tell it when to start, that's great for this too. But in my mind, this is a special occasion crock pot meal. So I like to do it on Saturdays or Sundays, or if I'm home off of work and just have too much other junk that I need to do to worry about standing at the stove. So this is Crock Pot Chicken Parmesan. We hope you try this recipe and you love it. If you want the recipe, be sure you're on our email list. If you're not, you still have time to sign up and get this recipe and so many others. We've got one Monday left, but now Tanner made the comment to me tonight. She's like, I feel like we've been doing crock pot food forever. Is February not the longest short month ever? I mean, it is to me. It seems like February is the slowest moving month. I guess it's because nothing really is going on in February. You have one holiday and, you know, it's gone in a flash, and it's not even really a holiday for everybody. So, and then, you know, Valentine's Day for me is not what it used to be. Danny and I do Valentine's Day for each other all throughout the year. So Valentine's Day is pretty much Valentine's Day, and that's about all we do.
He almost told you Happy Valentine's Day on like Tuesday night last week.
Yes, he did. He told me about Happy Valentine's Day early. I'm not sure what night it was, but it was early because, you know, we just don't.
What day even is it anymore?
Yeah, what day is it anymore? That's where we're at that point in our lives. But we have one Monday left, and we have a special treat in store. It's still wintertime, even though tomorrow we'll have spring-like weather simply because it's going to rain again. It's still wintertime, so what we've got for you next Monday is more of our favorite thing ever to do in the crock pot, and that is comfort food. So there also comes with a bonus recipe that will enhance the recipe that we're doing on Monday night. So be sure you're signed up to be a Buttered Home VIP. so that you can get that bonus recipe before we cook together on Monday night. We're gonna put this in the crock pot, and then I'm gonna let it cool off, and we're actually gonna have this for supper tomorrow night. So I'm gonna cook it tonight, let it cool, and then put it away for tomorrow night, because it's a 4-hour to 6-hour cook, so it'll get done probably while I'm in the bed. But y'all be sure and join us next Monday night as we close out the month of February. We got a lot of fun things coming up in March. We're actually cooking healthy in March. I said it. Don't everybody leave the room at once. But I promise you, these recipes that we're doing in March are so good, you won't even know you're eating healthy. That's my buttered home guarantee for you. So we hope that you will continue to join us on Monday nights. We have a lot of fun with you guys, and we hope you do too. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see y'all next Monday. From the buttered home to your home, good night.